Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the best Game Week 38 free hit draft. If you've managed to keep the free hit chip till this point, then first of all, well done you. You must have amazing discipline to keep it for this long, or you've just forgot about it and just want to play the last week, then this is the video for you. If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, as I do answer every single question down in the comment section below. And before we start today's video, I just want to say thank you so much for 1,000 subs on the channel. It seems like we've been trying to go for this goal for absolutely ages. We've finally done it. We've got a new goal though now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go for 1,500 before the start of the season, so like before the actual ball's kicked. So that'll include all the drafts pre kind of kick off to the new season. So if you want to help me hit that goal, then do subscribe. But that's enough waffle from me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into our Game Week 38 free hit draft. And starting off today's video, we're going to take a look at the back line and include the goalkeeper within that. Starting in goal for us, we have gone for Alisson, Southampton away. Now the reason I've gone for him, yes, he is a little bit spenny. Yes, there are other goalkeepers that potentially have better fixtures and kind of, higher probability of a clean sheet, but it's Southampton, bottom of the league, and the Liverpool attackers, it's so hard to choose which one to go for. Obviously, we're going to have Salah. We're obviously wanting to have Trent. He's been absolutely amazing over the past few weeks. And then the other options are like Cody Gakpo, Diaz, Firmino. You can't Nunes as well. You can't really put your money on exactly which one's going to start and which one is going to stay on the pitch for long enough. So I just don't think it's worth the risk. You'd expect Liverpool away at bottom club Southampton to keep a clean sheet as well. Alisson is a nice bonus points magnet as well, as he always has to make a couple saves. He also does have that little bit of assist and goal potential, very minute, but it's always there as a probability as well. Moving into the back line, we do have Mark Gahey. Now you might be going, why have you gone Mark Gahey? Why is Mark Gahey in your team? Well, let me explain this to you, ladies and gentlemen. Since Roy Hodgson's appointment in Game Week 29, Palace have had the second best XG conceded in the league, only behind, of course, formidable Manchester City, title champions now, Manchester City as well. Forest at home, Forest have secured safety, so that game is kind of going to be a little bit of nothingness. So you'd expect maybe there could be an opportunity for a clean sheet. Forest obviously maybe a little bit hungover from this week, securing their Premier League status. That is what you'd hope. But Roy is putting up some really good defensive numbers with his team as a whole. Could be a farewell final goodbye for Roy as well. It does look like potentially he might extend his contract into next season, which I think would be a really good thing for Palace. Looking at the kind of the data of the whole team, looking at Eze's performances as well, you would, want to see him continue because the squad does seem like it is progressing forward at the moment. Moving on to our next defender, we do have Luke Shaw, Fulham at home. Roberto Carlos-esque, this man at the moment, picking up bonus points, back at left back as well. Fulham at home. You expect Manchester United to win that one. Obviously, there is still a little bit of debate around whether or not they're going to finish in the top four. Obviously, Liverpool securing a draw late on at home against Aston Villa has put that one kind of up into the air, but if they do win their game against Chelsea, then it's pretty much done and dusted, so you'll have to kind of see and wait kind of how that one goes. But I definitely think Luke Shaw is a player that you're going to need in Game Week 38. Our next defender is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now this man has, been thriving in the new position, been saying it for a few weeks. 1 goal, 2 assists in his past 5. Scored an absolute worldie at Leicester as well, didn't he? That was just phenomenal. Southampton away, like we said, we do expect Liverpool to keep a clean sheet, and if they do have potentially something to play for, top 4 football, you expect them to be going full guns blazing, and the top players like Trent, like your Alissons, like your Salahs are going to be performing. And finishing up our defence, we have gone for Ben White. Now Arsenal have bottled the league, fully bottled it, there's no other way of saying it. We've gone for Ben White. I don't think he's too expensive. Wolves at home, Arsenal probably just want to finish the season now. It's been a very disappointing end to it. I think, they'll just want to put a good performance in at the Emirates, show what they're about for next season. As well, you see this a lot of teams with relegation teams and teams that kind of bottle things, is when the pressure is just lifted off you, you just go back to thriving. I think that's what Arsenal haven't been doing for a couple months now. They've kind of been under this pressure from Manchester City, and it's so much on you that it's causing these players to kind of blank or not perform to the kind of levels that we've expected earlier in the season when the pressure was a lot less. So now that pressure's gone, I do expect kind of Arsenal players to perform very well against Wolves. Also, they have scored the least joint goals with Southampton in the league this season, so you would expect them not to score at the Emirates. But that was the defence of the team. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below, and let's move on to the midfield of our Game Week 38 free-hit draft. And starting off our midfield, we have gone for a Beachy Ease, Eze, however you want to pronounce it. It's up to you. Let me know down in the comments if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Probably am. But the reason that I've gone for this man, we kind of touched on it about his kind of improvement under Roy Hodgson since his appointment. 6 goals, 2 assists, 60 points scored, and is the second highest scoring midfielder over that time period, only bettered than the man to his right, Mohamed Salah, as well. Nottingham Forest at home, like I said, have nothing to play for. Got an assist as well against Fulham. You know, they'll just be wanting to finish strong, and this man has been, you know, a player that has been on my radar for a couple weeks now. Obviously putting in a lot of good performances. The data's there, the goals are there, the assists are there. If you are on a free hit in Game Week 38, or you are potentially looking for a just a 1 week punt, you know, it's a bit of fun Game Week 38. If you're kind of just looking for that player, I definitely think this man is the one to go for. Moving on to our next player, and it is Mohamed Salah. Now he's starting to look the Salah of old, isn't he? I'm very excited to see what kind of he's going to be doing next season as well, because he could potentially rival Haaland next season for that captain's armband. He is going to be my captain in this Game Week 38 free hit draft as well. Southampton away, I just think it's a really good fixture, especially if Liverpool have got something to play for, on penalties as well. Fits all the criteria that you want with a top captain. Moving on to our next midfielder is Bruno Fernandes. 2 goals, 1 assist over the past 5 game weeks, and he has been a super frustrating player for people to own over the past couple weeks. But, you know, the data's there, the performance is almost there. Just the goals and the assists aren't quite coming, which is so frustrating, because at some point he is going to be on the top of a mega haul. Bournemouth today was massively frustrating. Could have potentially scored a goal, could have got himself an assist, but no, he comes away with that game with 0. So it is very frustrating owning Bruno Fernandes. But like I said, Fulham at home, I do think that is a great fixture for Manchester United. Finish the season on a strong position as well for them. So I do think with the data that Bruno's putting up, I do think he is a player that you should have in your team. Finishing up our lineup is Marcus Rashford. Again, missed the game against Bournemouth with illness, so hopefully we kind of get to see him in the Chelsea game. If we don't, then I'd say completely avoid him for this one. But like I said, Fulham at home, it is a really nice fixture. The only concern I do have around Bruno and around Rashford is there potentially could be some rotation with the Manchester United side. Yes, if they secure top 4, they've then got the FA Cup final against Manchester City the week after. So if players like Rashford are coming back from injury, you know, they want to rest Bruno because he's just played 180 minutes over like kind of a 7-day period. They might rest these players, might rotate these players as well. Luke Shaw could be another victim of that, just to kind of go and target that FA Cup, stop City winning the treble, which would be, you know, what they want in essence. So I definitely think the United players and the Liverpool players do depend on whether or not top 4 is secured. But that was the midfield of the team. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below, and let's move on to our 2 strikers and have a quick run through of the bench. And finishing up today's video and the team is our 2 forwards. Obviously, we're going to have Erling Haaland. I don't think I need to say too much on this one. I think he's potentially going to be looking to break as many records as he possibly can, with them now securing the title. But we could see him potentially be removed a little bit earlier. That's why I think I'm going to prefer Salah captain over Haaland as well. Brentford potentially still could get Europa Conference League, which would be absolutely massive for them. So they're going to be going all guns blazing as well at home for them. So it is a really, you know, big fixture for them. City might be a little bit like, well, we've got the FA Cup the week after, we've also got the Champions League final to think about, so there potentially could be a lot of rotation with their side. There could also be players coming off early, so I think Haaland is the only player that I'd potentially look to get from City. Obviously Brentford as well have been fantastic all season long as well. Very difficult side to play against, very, you know, pragmatic. They're honestly a really difficult side, but I think you've just got to have Haaland. Obviously, his EO is probably going to be a plus 100% for this game week as well, but I think Salah is the better player to captain for this week. And finishing up our team, it's a pure punt. He's probably going to make me look a little bit like a punt, but just replace the P with a C, sorry. It's Jamie Vardy. Now, I feel this one would be absolutely poetic if Leicester do stay up. It would be this man that would score. It seems like Dean Smith absolutely loves playing him as well. I think he started the past 4 or 5 games as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Over that period as well, 2 goals, 1 assist. West Ham potentially aren't safe as well if they do lose to Leeds, so they potentially could be a relegation 6-pointer, which would be absolutely massive. And Jamie Vardy is a player that I've had some very good memories with over in the past kind of 3 seasons of FPL, so I definitely think he's just a little bit of a fun punt. Obviously, you know, you don't have to put him in your teams, but Game week 38, the final day of the season, is always just a bit nuts, a little bit wacky. So I definitely think, you know, you've got to have a few punt players in there. Leicester at home potentially could secure Premier League survival. It'd of course have to be this man as well. Club legend Jamie Vardy is our final player that we do have in our team. Running through the bench, Iverson, budget, Totti, budget, Greenwood, budget, and then Danilo is a player that I've kind of had my eyes on for the past few weeks, you know, just like looking at his data, looking at his on-field performances as well. Just seems to be kind of involved in everything. 4.5 million, you know, just a little bit of a punt on the bench. Might not happen, you know, who knows what could happen there. But that was our game week 38 team, free hit team, sorry. If you did enjoy the video and enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Like I said, we are trying to hit 1,500 subs before the start of the season. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Good luck, and good luck for this game week.